Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to Chasing Clarity. If it's your first time here, thank you for watching. Welcome. I hope you like this video. If this is not your first time watching, if you're an OG Clarity Chaser, what's good, what's poppin', what's tea, what's crackin', how have you been? So let's just get it out of the way. I've been gone for a hot little minute. Before I got back into the topic videos, I wanted to just ease you guys back in. So I'm doing a mukbang. And I just have some pancakes, some sausage, some eggs. So yeah, I just wanted to come to you guys with a mukbang and also a Christian tag. I have some questions on my phone that I have not looked through yet, and there's 60 questions. I just got some from a bunch of different websites and put them together. So I may not get to all these questions before I finish eating, but I want to get through some of them. And I hope you guys like this video. Hopefully it's light and cute and fun. Just a disclaimer, this is a mukbang. If you have a problem with eating sounds, this probably might not be the video for you. I don't know. Love you guys though. I hope you guys like this video. Let's get started. Y'all, my eggs, I'm so excited. Question number 1. How long have you been saved? And when did you become saved? I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't remember how old I was when I got saved. I wanna say I was like 8, 9. 8 or 9 is my best guess. I've been saved ever since then. I know a lot of people, when they get baptized young, they get rebaptized, but I don't have any plans to get rebaptized. At least not anytime soon. So the next question is, what's your favorite Bible verse and what does it mean to you? Let's see. What is my favorite Bible verse? I can show you guys my favorite Bible verse because I literally just posted it on the Instagram page. It is Zephaniah 3:17. The Lord your God is in your midst, a warrior who saves. He will rejoice over you with joy. He will be quiet in his love, making no mention of past sins. He will rejoice over you with shouts of joy. And that's the Amplified version. I like it because it's just a reminder to me that everything that happens in my life doesn't have to be perfect. It's not perfect at all. And so it's my reminder that it doesn't have to be in the first place, because God still loves me. He doesn't hold my sins against me. It's just my reminder that I'm loved and God is rooting for me and God has my back, and I don't ever have to be shamed or feel a type of way about the fact that I'm imperfect and that I have imperfect things happening in my life. And that's what Zephaniah, y'all? How do you pronounce that? That's what Zephaniah 3:17 reminds me of, is just that God has my back. And because I know that I don't have to be shamed by those things, I know how to repent and go to God and take those things to God and leave them with God. So that's what that verse means to me. Question number 3. What's your favorite Christian song and why? Right now? What's my favorite Christian song right now? Because I guarantee you it won't be the same song next week. I think right now I'm gonna have to go with Make Room by Jonathan McReynolds. And guys, guess what? I'm going to see Jonathan McReynolds tonight. I'm so excited. He's gonna be in Tampa, and so I am over the moon. And I hope he does make room, because that is currently my favorite Christian song. Jesus, you're my number. All the worship is lifted up. See, I will sing. It's such a good song, guys. Why is it my favorite Christian song? It is my favorite Christian song right now because I like to be reminded of God during the day. So just like that Bible verse reminds me of God and the attributes of God, Make Room reminds me to be mindful of God throughout the day and literally make room for him in my day. Not just make room, but give him the biggest part in the room that is my life. Go listen to Make Room, the live version, because that's even better, just go listen to it. Do yourself a favor. If you guys want to know my other favorite Christian songs, I post my favorite worship songs as a playlist on the blog every month, so go check that out. The link to the blog is in the description box, so go check out my playlist for worship music for the month of March. Question number 4, what's your favorite thing about church? Now, I still am not going to church. If you've watched some of my videos, you know I haven't been able to find a church home since I moved here. And my favorite part of church is the feeling of community and feeling of being able to congregate. I mean, the purpose of church is my favorite part of church. Being in communion with other people, other believers who can strengthen you and who you can help, encourage. It's just always an encouraging place for me to be when the community is set up like that. And for me, I know that going to a church regularly would help my relationship with God. And so I hope that you guys can pray for me, that I can put my pride to the side and put whatever it is to the side that's holding me back. Not pray that for you guys. I don't know if you guys are in a church or if you're not regularly going to church like me. I pray that God reveals to you whatever is holding you back from going to a church regularly, so that it can help your relationship, not because you're sinning, but because I genuinely want us to all have a better relationship with God. I don't know what your relationship with God is, but you can always stand to have a better one. And I truly think that church can help strengthen relationships with God by strengthening your relationships with other believers and other people. That wasn't the question, y'all. I just be talking. My favorite thing about church is community. Ooh, question number 5 is, if you could meet Jesus right now, what would your first question or action be? I just finished Just Mercy by Brian Stevenson. It's a terrific book, but it was so disheartening to read that book. I already know about the injustices that happen in this world, in this country. I don't know if I want to get any deeper than that, but I already know about the injustices that happen in this world. But it was just something else to read story after story after story after story after story after story of people just being treated wrong by the government. It just was all wrong. The thing that I would like to know is why are we like this? That's just really what I would like to know. Why are we like this? I would like to hear the answer from Jesus. I know my explanation and my answer that I have in my head, but I'm not Jesus. He knows something I don't know. So I would like an answer from Jesus on why certain injustice happens in this country. Number 6 is oddest place that you've ever prayed. Definitely gonna go with a party. I'm definitely gonna go with a party. I have prayed at parties before because wild. And honestly, sometimes stuff would be going on at a party and I would be like, wow, I really would like for God to get me home in one piece. Question 7 is, how do you openly share your faith? This right here. Chasing clarity. I started chasing clarity, 1, because I personally didn't know anyone my age who looked like me, who was really talking about faith and who was offering resources and stuff, and not in a way that could resonate with me. I knew people who did do this, like they make YouTube videos, they have a blog, they do podcasts and stuff. I just feel like there could never be too many people talking about God and talking about Jesus and talking about the Bible and trying to help younger people navigating life while having a relationship with God. Like I just felt like there couldn't be enough of that. I'm always looking and seeking God for different ways to openly share my faith. When I was working and I would be at work sometimes I would just slip God in the conversation. I know everybody doesn't want to talk about it, but that's my faith. And if people were receptive to it, I kept going. If people were not receptive to it, I laid back. It's just as simple as that for me. What is your testimony? Who were you before Christ and who are you now? Let's talk about who I was before I wholeheartely was like, I'm going after Christ. I was sad a lot. I was sad so much. And I'm still sad sometimes, just being honest, but it happens a lot less often. And when it does happen, I'm typically able to regroup better. I loved attention before I came to Jesus. I love me some attention. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Y'all, I was a mess. Let's put it that way. I was drinking a lot. Not a lot, but I really didn't go out without drinking before I came to Christ and was like, hey, help, help. I was a lot less mindful of myself, of other people. And you know, the Bible speaks against doing things mindlessly, living mindlessly. And I think if I could sum it up in any way, I was living mindlessly before I came to Christ. Who am I now? I'm mindful. I'm so much more mindful now. You know, post-Christ and with Christ, because I'm still with Christ, God's been developing me to be mindful in my friendships, in my relationships. I'm understanding the importance of maintaining relationships. I'm understanding the importance. I'm just so much more mindful, thank God. I cannot gush enough about like how happy I am that God like waited on me to get, you know, all the partying and all the other stuff out of my system. And I'm grateful that he didn't force my hand in it, because I don't know how that would have ended then, but you know. The next question is, what is my denomination? I guess I'm gonna have to call myself non-denominational at this point. I was baptized in a Baptist church, but my uncle, and follow me here guys because I'm going somewhere with this story. My uncle is an AME pastor, African Methodist Episcopal, and my mom would take the drive, the 45-minute drive to Miami every Sunday. So I pretty much became a part of the AME church. When I went to Tallahassee for school, I just stayed in the AME church because that's what I got used to for most of my life. I wouldn't say that I am strictly AME, because honestly I would have no problem going to a church with another denomination. Do with that information what you guys will. What is your biggest struggle as a Christian? My biggest struggle is letting go. Yeah, my biggest struggle is letting go of the notion that everything has to be okay. Like, you know, like people ask you how you're doing and you're just automatically, not everyone does this, but for me, I'm definitely the person who's going to be like, yeah, I'm okay. But there will be a lot wrong in here. And I think just letting go of that notion and knowing that I don't have to carry that facade, especially with God, it is so hard for me. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a pride thing, but I know that it's a struggle. But you know, God is always working on us, and sometimes we get afflictions that don't just get fixed in a day. So I'm learning how to get out of it. I'm trying to be patient with myself while he's patient with me, trying to teach me how to live differently. Trying to teach me how to be okay with taking things to him and not just hiding things, and sharing with other people too, because you never know what someone else is going through. I'm not saying unload your issues on people, but if someone asks you if you're okay, you say, yeah, I'm fine, but you're not fine. That's just dishonest, and it's not serving anyone in the situation. Unless they didn't mean when they asked if you were okay, which I try not to really talk to people who don't mean that when they ask me anymore. How do you stay on track in your walk with God? Talking to God. Because let's just get that out and open. I'm not always on track with my relationship with God. I try really hard to be on track with my relationship with God and to stay on track. But the only way that gets done for me is constant communication with God, constant praying, constant reading His Word so I can understand what I'm supposed to do in certain situations and how I should handle certain situations and how He handles certain situations. That is how I stay on track with God. Because honestly, when I stop reading the Word and I stop communicating with God, I stop having a back and forth with Him, it's just so easy for me to not forget about Him, but it's easy for me to get off track. It's easy for me to start prioritizing other things first. So I'm down to my last sausage. So yeah, we'll be wrapping this up soon. Y'all, I hate for people to see me chew for real. Which person from the Bible do you identify most with? In 1 Kings, I don't know the chapter off the top of my head. There is a man of God who goes to Jeroboam, and God also told him when he was done there, don't get water or food from any of the people in that area, and don't go back the same way that you came. Well, firstly, someone did try him asking if he wanted food or water or whatever, and he was like,
nah, I can't do that because God told me not to do that or else I would not make it home. Period.
So it's not funny, but he didn't take that food or water. As he started going on his way home, still a prophet came up to him and he asked him if he wanted food or water. He told him the same thing. The prophet was like, well, I talked to the Lord, I'm a prophet, and the Lord told me that I need to come collect you and bring you with me so you can come drink some water and eat some of this food. He was a liar. The Lord didn't tell him all of that. He didn't tell him nothing about the man. But he went and he drank and he ate and he ended up dying. I relate so much. That guy was kind of a sucker, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm a sucker too. Like, I'm a sucker for someone who comes off as a nice person, who comes off like me, who reminds me of me, who looks like me, who acts like me. And sometimes that comes at the cost of going against what I already know that God told me not to do. But I do it anyway, and then there's repercussions. And I don't want to relate to this guy, but that's just where I'm at in my life right now. Pray for me that I learn how to better use the discernment that I know God has for me. So there's that. What is appropriate and modest clothing for a Christian and why? So guys, I said earlier that I used to like attention, and modesty was kind of just, it didn't mean much to me. I don't think I dressed very modestly all the time. And when I did dress modestly, it wasn't in a super mindful way. It was just because I happened to want to wear like a sweater or button up my shirt all the way up. So I am learning more about modesty as I go along my journey in faith. And I just think being modest in your clothing is just being thoughtful. Not about being embarrassed, but about being thoughtful. Listen, I'm not that person who's going to be like, you need to dress a certain way or else you're going to hell and you look like a thug because you dress this way. You look like a prostitute because you... I'm not doing all of that, and I would hope people don't do that to me, but I know that people think that, so you know, whatever. Float your boat. That's your business and it's between you and God. However, I think there is something to be said about being mindful about what you're wearing. And like I said, I'm still working on this because I love me a good shorts. But you can like a good pair of shorts and not have your booty out. So you can like you a nice wife beater and not have your chest all out. I don't know. What do guys wear? So I think appropriate, I don't even like to say appropriate, I think modest clothing for a Christian would just be something that you feel comfortable in, but also gives glory to God. Just be mindful about what you're wearing, you know? I don't know how else to describe that, guys. I'm still working through the modest thing too. So that was a good question. If you guys have any opinion on modest dressing, leave that in the comments as well. I would love to read about it and talk to you guys about it. The last question that I'm going to go ahead and read is, whoa, juicy. What is something about God or Christianity that you have a hard time believing? One of my biggest issues with God that I have a hard time believing is that he loves everyone so much that he sacrificed his son for us. And that's only because if push came to shove, I would not sacrifice my child. Honestly. And I mean that so seriously, guys. I don't know if this will change further down the line, but if push came to shove and God was like, Christina, sacrifice your child for the good of the world, I would be like, I love people, and I love people, I really do, but I don't love people enough to sacrifice my blood and my flesh. I'm thinking I would not be able to sacrifice my child for the greater good, for salvation. Obviously Jesus already did that, so okay, that's done. I don't have to really do that. But in the event, off chance that God was like, girl, sacrifice your son because you love everybody, yikes, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it because I just, no. But God did it. And so because I wouldn't do it, this is one of those things where it's like, because I wouldn't do it, I don't think God would do it. Which I know is like faulty logic, because God is not us. God knows different than us. God does different than us. God lives completely different from us. And we cannot wrap God up in a cute little bow that looks like us, because he is not us. We are supposed to seek mirroring his image. He doesn't, he's not what we think he is when we try to compare him to us, right? I know that God is bigger and greater, infinitely greater than me. However, because I can't wrap my head around myself ever being able to do that, God loving us so much that he sent his son to die is like one of the hardest things I have to reconcile, which is crazy because I understand that God loves me so much. When things happen, good and bad, after some time, normally with the bad, but good or bad, I am able to acknowledge the love that God has for me. But I can't wrap my mind around sending Jesus here to die. That's just, don't sue me. That is one of the things that I have the hardest time believing, is that God loved us so much that he felt okay sending his son here to die, knowing he would die. So that is the end of this mukbang / Christian tag. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I fully plan on jumping back into topic videos. And if you guys have any suggestions of other kind of videos you would like from me, please leave that in the comment section, or if you look in the description box, you can email me. You can go to my Instagram page, follow me on Instagram, and then DM me and tell me what you would like to see in the videos. This has been great. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you guys. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your week, awesome rest of your day, awesome start to April. All of that.